Zakia where you at? Where you at? Zakia,
That's me.
Zakia.
That's me.
Zakia.
Yeah, that's me. What's up, Kia Bia gang, and welcome to Zakia Chanel Podcast. This isn't just a regular podcast. It's a place where we can let down our guards and be our authentic selves. So let's talk about it. The real, the tough, and the funny conversations. At the end of each episode, I want you to walk away feeling better than you did at the start. All right, enough of me talking. Breathe in, breathe out. Now let's get into the episode. What's up, my Kia Bia gang? Happy holidays to you and your family. I'm back again with another episode. As you can see, I am somewhere different. I just decided to do a different background because I thought, let's just switch it up for the holidays. I got my Christmas tree in the back. And then also, I just wanted to do something a little bit more informal, whatever. I don't know. You can't see, but I got like my little blanket on me and everything. So I kind of wanted to do just like something chill today, change it up a little bit, see the feel of it, see if I like it or not. So welcome back to another episode. Welcome to all of my new Kia Bia gang that's just joining for the first episode. This is a podcast all about the journey of life, you know, the ins and outs of it, the ups and downs, the laughs, the cries, the good and bad times, and just uplifting, inspirational. I'm the friend that you want, the friend that you yearn for, the friend that is going to be here for you. So thank you for joining, and let's just go ahead and get straight to the podcast. So one of the things, just to start off my podcast, like I usually do, is just doing a praise break. So my praise break for this episode is, I don't know. It's a lot. I think, honestly, my praise break is what is about to happen, just like everything in my life. I don't know what it is, but I just feel really, really excited about it. And I am geeked to see what it is, what God has for me. So that's my praise break, is just being ready for this next thing to come. I'm in all full blow mode of I'm ready. I'm just ready. So anyway, let's get straight into, this episode for today. So my episode for today is about the phases of life, the stages that we go through, and how sometimes we forget that we're in a different stage than somebody else in life. And sometimes we compare the stage that we're in with somebody else's stage. And oftentimes that kind of put us behind, or it doesn't allow us to fully look at where we're at to be able to move to the next stage in our life. So I just wanted to talk about the stage that I'm in my life, but also just understanding. And as I've talked to people, so probably like a few weeks ago, I seen my best friends. I haven't seen them in a minute, but I seen my best friends, Mo and Keisha. And honestly, just hanging around a few other people as well, I've just realized that, like, I'm in this moment of my life where myself, my friends, people around me, we are transitioning into our different stages, and none of our stages look alike. Yes, we have some type of similarities of what we're going through or what we're dealing with, but we're dealing with them all differently. And so one of the things that made me even think about just talking about this is I love SJR, Sarah Jakes Roberts. So, if you're listening, hey, best friend. So I love her. I don't know, just something about her. But anyway, so I was watching one of her episodes on YouTube, and it wasn't like a sermon. It was more about her sitting down with like her delegation. That's what she called like the people that listen to her, like our Woman Evolve Sisterhood. So she was talking to the delegation, and it was about maybe eight of them there at the table. And so, like, her first question that she asked them just to kind of start it off was to write down just a word that defines your state that you're in right now. Like where do you see yourself at right now? What is a word that can define where you're at right now and how you feel in this moment? And so I'm like, this is a good, like, a little assignment to do. So I started thinking about, as I'm watching it, what is the one word that can define where I'm at, like what state I am in my life right now. And so as I'm listening to the episode, the first thing that popped in my mind was I feel stuck, but I didn't know how to explain being stuck. So I kept thinking of other words like, no, maybe I do feel stuck, but maybe it's something else. Like, I'm not sure what it is. And so then I started thinking some more, and another word is overwhelmed. And then I think it was Sarah Jakes actually who said overwhelmed as well. And so I'm like, but it's different for me. I don't feel overwhelmed in a bad way. I feel overwhelmed in a, I don't know, a middle way where I feel for the majority overwhelmed in a good way though. And the reason I say I feel overwhelmed is because there's so much happening in my life. It's so overwhelming that sometimes I don't know how to even control it all or how to balance all of the parts. But I feel good about it because I know that all of these things that are happening right now is for a reason. And also I know I have a glimpse of what is about to happen, Well, I don't know if you know. But have you ever just felt where God has showed you like a little vision? So if you ever watched That's So Raven, like a vision of what's to come. And you see a little glimpse of it, but you don't have the full story. You just see a little part of what is to come. And I've seen that, and I'm excited about it. And yes, I know it's going to be a lot of work. I know it's going to be something totally different that I've never experienced before. But I'm excited to jump into that. And so I feel overwhelmed because I'm like, okay, God, I feel everything. I feel all of these different things, but I don't know how to control it. I don't know what to do. And so anyway, that's just the stage that I feel that I'm in life right now, is that I'm overwhelmed. But as I kept thinking and I sat on a word, I'm like, well, why do sometimes I feel sad or bad about feeling overwhelmed? Or why do I get into these little moments where I feel like, it's too much, or is this really for me, or am I really understanding what is going on? Am I understanding everything? And so I get in these little moments where I feel just like, I don't know, I'm just overwhelmed, and I just wanted to just not feel that way. And I realized that I am low-key self-sabotaging myself in a way. And the reason I say that is because, so like, when you self-sabotage, you're basically just, I feel like I am telling my brain something because that is what I'm familiar with. It's some type of, like, I'm familiar with how I used to feel overwhelmed. So in the past, usually when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's because it's too much, and I can't handle it all, or I don't know how to handle it, or I feel like, why is it so much happening right now? Where now my overwhelm is like, there's so many things happening, but they're all happening for good things. They're all happening because something's big about to change, or something big is about to happen in my life. And so I'm not used to that type of overwhelm. I'm not used to that feeling. And so at times I think that I even I twist my own brain up where it's like, okay, now I'm telling myself, oh, you're overwhelmed, but you're not overwhelmed for good things. Like, why do you feel like you should be overwhelmed for good things? Why do you even see yourself as something good about to happen? Like, what makes you think that way? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I was kind of damaging myself, where oftentimes we blame other people for our stuff, but in reality, most times it's yourself. It's inside of you. Like, you are the person sometimes who's damaging yourself or like hurting your own self, and you don't even know it. You think that it's somebody else. And I realized, like, wow, I'm thinking that maybe it's other people around me, but in reality, factual, it's me. I am self-sabotaging myself. I am telling myself that I'm supposed to be overwhelmed in a bad way because that is something that I'm familiar with. It is something that I'm used to feeling or doing. So it's not the norm for me to feel overwhelmed in this good way. And it's a difficult thing that you have to like deal with, but it's also beautiful because you know that you're working on something that is going to be worth the work, worth the while of you doing all this extra work to put in to change your mindset. That's what you're doing basically, is you're changing your mindset of how you see something, how you see a word, how you see what you're usually normally used to. You're switching it up so that now when I feel overwhelmed, I can stop myself when I start feeling like, oh, I'm not worthy of what is this good overwhelming feeling. And so anyway, that's one of the words that I felt, and it made me start thinking about like the phase that I'm in, the stages that I'm in life, and how someone else was talking towards the end, and she was like, I feel stuck. And I'm like, that's crazy because that's the first word I thought of. But I'm like, I'm not stuck because it's not like I don't know what to do, or it's not like I'm confused or anything. I'm fully aware of what's going on. So I'm like, I'm not stuck. I'm in the middle. I'm here, and I want to go over here, but I'm still right here, and I'm stuck. And I'm like, that's how I feel. But I didn't know at that time how to even like really fully explain it. And so I'm listening to her, and she's like, I'm stuck, but I don't want it to sound bad because I'm very grateful for like where God has placed me. I'm very grateful for where I'm at in life. I can't say that I'm not grateful or thankful for anything that has happened so far in my life. Everything was meant to be just how it is. And she's like, but at the same time with that, I feel stuck because I've accomplished a lot, but also there is so much more that I want to accomplish or that I want to see in life, that I want to experience, and I feel like I'm not there yet. And she's like, so I feel stuck. And I'm like, baby, we're feeling the same way, because that's exactly how I feel at times, is that I may feel stuck, but it's not because I'm ungrateful of where I've come from, or I'm ungrateful of the things that I have experienced. I'm grateful, like, my life is pretty good. Like, I can't complain. But I also feel stuck because I know that it's so much that I want to still accomplish, that I still want to do. And yes, people say, you're still young. Like, Kia, you're only 25. You have life. And I understand that. But, well, I don't know if it's the difference from me and a lot of other people or what it is, because I don't know if other people feel this way or not. But yes, I know I'm very young, but God has expanded my mind where I am able to vision and imagine so much. And it's not just a imagine of a dream that I hope to come true, but it's something that God has placed in my heart, on my mind, for me to complete, to fulfill. And so when God has expanded your brain to see all of that, you're ready to go. You're in that mindset where it's like go, 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 go. I have to accomplish this. I have to accomplish that. I got things to do. I can't just be sitting around. And it's like, yes, that's good. I'm happy that I understand that I have things to take care of. But at the same time, you gotta stay still. And so what I mean by just being stuck or just feeling like I don't know, uh, I don't know where where I'm supposed to go next is because so a lot of people around me are uh, are experiencing things that I have not experienced yet, or they are just somewhere that I hope to be and I know it's to come. But if I'm gonna say myself, I kind of, not that I want it now, but like I want it now, or I want to know when it's going to happen. You know, like I know people around me who are getting married, people are having kids, people are in relationships, people are opening up their business, and so much more. And so it's like some of these things that I've just named off, not all, but some, is things that God has placed right here on my heart that I know is going to happen. And so I'm ready for it, but I'm stuck because I don't know when that is to come. And so it comes back to even that whole stage of like me just saying like overwhelmed. Like I know all of these things are going to happen and I'm so excited for it and I'm ready for it, but just stuck because I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know when I'm supposed to take that next move or take that next step to be like, okay, it's happening now. And yes, I am in a place right now where I'm praying heavy on it, but I'm learning to not just pray for what I want the answer to be, but to just pray for what the answer God has already had for me and for him to just reveal it. And I think that that's something that I had to understand. So hopefully that is something that someone else, not that hopefully that's something that you dealt with, but hopefully that this can help you to understand, you know, how to even pray for your next or what that should look like or how you can get prepared for that because you know you just don't know. And so with all of that, it ties into like this book that I'm reading right now, which is all about like purpose and like your assignment and your calling, your gift and everything. And as I've grown up, I've started to realize that sometimes people only focus on your purpose, your purpose. What's your purpose in life? Do you know your purpose? Are you living out your purpose? Is your purpose connected to your career? Is your purpose connected to this? Do you see your purpose every day? Do you deal with your purpose every day? What do your purpose look like? You know, it's so many things that people always ask or people like talk about, and it's all connected to like your purpose, purpose, purpose. And yes, God has placed us here in life for a purpose, but as I'm reading a book, and you know, don't quote me because I'm still learning, okay? So, but I just feel like your purpose is how do I put this? Your purpose is something that you're here in life for. And God reveals your purpose in tiny pieces throughout life. But I believe some way or somehow that we all have a understanding and an insight of a possibility of what our purpose is. But I feel like it's not until we are handing the baton to somebody else and we have gone to glory that we fully had this aha moment of that's what my purpose in life was. That was my purpose in life, was to do X, Y, and Z. And God showed it to me in these ways, but I did not know that they were all connected to my purpose, or I did not know what that last thing fully put together that was my purpose. And so I say that because, like I said, we focus on purpose, but we don't focus on like our gifts or our calling or our assignment. Like those are words that are brought up, but they're not spoke of or they're not brought up, I don't believe, as much as the purpose. But I believe that all of these other things connect to your purpose. Like your assignment connects to your purpose. Your calling connects to your purpose. Your gifts connect to your purpose. And like in the book, I'm learning right now that we, within our assignments, our assignment in life sometimes is one little thing and it could connect to your purpose or it connect to your gift. Like, that assignment was a gift that God gave you, and he wanted you to do this specific assignment because it's a gift that he gave you. But your purpose is not just that gift. Your purpose is something totally different. And it may sound confusing right now, but it's something that I believe we have to just really like start to really pay close attention to or pray on. And as I'm reading a book, I'm understanding more. So I'm still like in the learning stages of it, but that's just how I see it. And right now it connects to my life, and what we were just all talking about with like the phases and the stages in life is that I believe where I'm at right now, that God has put me on an assignment these past few years. I've been on an assignment, and the whole time that I was on the assignment, I was trying to figure out, God, is this my purpose? Is this supposed to be my purpose? Am I doing this for my purpose? Is this just what I'm doing? Like, God, explain to me what this is. But now that I believe that I'm towards the ending of it, I'm actually understanding my lesson within it, and understanding that this was just an assignment that possibly could be connected to just one of my gifts, but it's not my purpose. And so just trying to understand, like, okay, what assignments are connected to my purpose and what assignments are just a calling that God has placed me on, or to reveal this gift, because they all have some type of meaningful like way of, at the end of the day, all of these are connected to pulling people to learn more about God, to call people to God. And so whether it's your purpose, your assignment, your gift, your calling, it's all in pulling people to God, or for them to learn more about who they are and what they're here in life for. And so I believe that right now my phase and my stage in life is overwhelming good. And I believe because of what I'm explaining now is that I am going through an assignment and I'm finishing up on my assignment. And in each assignment, just like in school, there's a lesson to be done. Like, there's a lesson that you have learned from that assignment. You're not just doing that assignment for the fun of it. God just didn't say, do this assignment because I want you to waste your time here. Like, no, your assignment that I just given you was because I needed you to understand something that is connected to whatever else I have for you, whether that's the next assignment that I have for you. And until you can complete this assignment, how do I know you're going to do well on this next assignment that I have for you? And so me just being in this overwhelmed stage is understanding that I am learning a lot that I don't know. And I'm also understanding that I have been dealing with so much is because God wants to prepare me for this next thing. And the next thing is going to be harder. It's going to request and require. All right. Before we continue our conversation, make sure to follow me on all of my personal social media accounts to stay updated on what I am doing. You can follow me on Instagram at _KiaZ, _KIAAZ. You can follow me on Facebook at Kia Brewer. You can follow me on Snapchat at FabulousKia_4. Or you can follow me on TikTok as Zakia Brewer. But make sure that you follow our podcast page as well on Instagram at Zakia Chanel Podcast. Okay, so where do we leave off at? And that, like, this next thing is going to require a lot from me. And so, but I'm excited about it. I'm so excited, y'all. But I know that it's a lot. And so I'm like, okay, I'm in this understanding now that in a phase that you go through, and I guess this can be connected to my run and tell that segment, because I am kind of wrapping it up. And I believe that this is something that you could take away from it. So we're going to see. We're just going to see, because obviously I'm just talking.
Run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy.
But I believe that within your phase and stages that you're going through in life, that it's very, very, very important that we are present in the moment that we are in. And it is easier said than done, because I know it is difficult, y'all, to be like, I am looking ahead and I am trying to figure out so much. And yes, that is beautiful to look ahead. You're supposed to look ahead. You're not supposed to just look back. Like, no. But we are supposed to be present. And sometimes we get so wrapped up in everything else that we don't realize that we're missing out on what's happening right now. And I know in another episode, I don't know what episode, but like I was just saying before in the episode that like we're living in a prayer that we prayed for, whether that was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 2 months ago, whatever it was, is that we're living in a prayer that we pray for. So we better pay close attention to where we at. But to add on for this episode is that not just to be present because this is just a prayer that you pray for, but also be present because this is connected to your next. And if you're not present, then you won't get to your next, or you won't even understand the full puzzle that God is putting together for you, because you're so all over the place. You're so here, there, that you're not right here. You're not in this moment. And so I'm just learning that. And as I even feel overwhelmed or confused or stuck or not sure or just like, what's happening, I'm like, okay, I just take a deep breath, and I just said, okay, just be present. What is God trying to tell me right now? Just be present. What is God trying to tell me? And in that, the answer don't come right away all the time. Most times it don't. It takes me to have to really, really pay attention to some things, but it allows me to take a step back and to not get so consumed on everything else in life. It allows me to just be like, be here, because you don't know what is for tomorrow. So if I don't even know what's happening tomorrow, then the most I can do is be present in the today, and yeah. And just like, there's so much joy to come the next day. There's so much joy in life. And so I want to live a life of joyfulness. I don't want to live a life of always trying to figure out my next, or was always just trying to figure out what am I about to do, or oh my gosh this, oh my gosh that, and even though I'm super excited for what is to come, and even though I know that I have so much that is about to happen, so much that is going to happen in my life, I'm just like, I want to be able to enjoy all of those moments. And so in order for me to enjoy all of those moments, wow, what is happening to my tongue? But in order for me to enjoy those moments, I have to live in the present. I have to be where I'm at right now. And I can't be so consumed or just like blurred into what everything else is going on around me, or what I want to happen in the next year, the next 2 months, the next 3 months, So I think that is all, I didn't have much, but I had much to say, you see. But yeah, I just want us to take a step back, and I really thought that question that Sarah Jakes asked was just so powerful, of just us really thinking in life, what state we are in, and using one word, because sometimes, as you can see with me, I use more than one word, which I think is totally fine. but to just use words that you can actually explain the reason that you're in this state and what that looks like, or why do you feel like this is the state that you're in. So not just looking for the word and writing down a word, but being able to elaborate and explain to just yourself, because you don't need to explain it to everybody else, but explain it to yourself of why you see this word as where you're at, what state you're in life, and what phase and stages you are in, and what you're supposed to get out of it, or why God has placed that word on you, you know? So I love you guys. Thank you again for watching another episode or listening to another episode with me. Make sure that you run these numbers up, because baby, I am coming. Y'all don't know, but I'm coming. And I know that I'll be in and out and everything, but guess what? You know, God is working on me. But yes, run the numbers up, because we're about to go crazy, y'all. We are. And let me know if y'all like this, set, if you're watching. Because, I'm always trying to do something new. And yeah, I love you guys. And I will see you in my next episode. Or I will talk to you in my next episode. And I love you all. Hey, don't leave me hanging. Before you leave, make sure that you subscribe to Zakia Chanel Podcast. You can listen to my podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Or you can go over to Zakia Chanel TV on YouTube to listen and watch the podcast. Looking for someone to host your event, or you want to learn how to start your own podcast, or you need organizing tips, I'm your girl. You can contact me via email. You can also reach out to me via email if you need any advice on anything at Zakia Chanel Podcast at gmail.com. Remember, it starts with you. Be blessed and take care of yourself.